been posting some of the content that's been coming, from Nairobi, Kenya, of, things we have done there on our trip. And also for a little while now, we have also been posting real estate type videos here. That's been, a partnership with O'Shea Duke Jackson and his Kinganda channel. Shout out to him. And these properties that's being filmed, there's a lot of work that's going into that, trying to get in contact with realtors. Shout out to Jonita. Jonita's been, instrumental in a lot of that. And also she's hosting it as well. Jonita's just not a host, but she's also helping facilitate and being on the ground in Kampala, Uganda, to help make this thing happen. So, shout out to her for doing that. But for us here, we're glad to see those properties, but we need to talk about a few things. And the first part I want to get to is misinformation. We talk about, going to the African continent or having an Africa plan. One thing that comes up a lot is they talk about shots. Phil, how many shots you got to get? I'm afraid to get the shots. Okay, let's just stop right there. Throw Africa out of it. Do you know how many shots you have to live in this country? With the CDC and what they recommend? You're getting shots all the time in America. A lot of you acting like that we don't have to take no vaccines in America, or you never had a vaccine at all to live in America. So because you have to take a yellow fever vaccine, in some countries, you may need that. Why would you need a yellow fever vaccine? Because especially in a lot of y'all talk about West Africa, y'all chilly West Africa so much. And there's nothing wrong with West Africa. Don't get me wrong. Nothing is wrong with that. I got, great people I know that live in West African nations. Y'all saw Reuter come on the show. She lives in Liberia. That's West Africa. I got Ghanaian subscribers, Nigerian, people from Senegal, Gambia. I got a lot of people that watch the show from West Africa. Shout out to all of them. But I'm talking about y'all. You coming from America and you don't want to take a yellow fever shot. So you letting the yellow fever shot prevent you from going to the continent? Come on. When you probably done had the measles, you shot and had polio and everything else that you done had here, but you scared to take one shot. Another thing, do Google work? The reason why I'm asking the question, because last time I checked, Google is working. Some of you guys are asking questions and it's becoming very embarrassing to me. And the reason why it's becoming embarrassing is that you guys are asking questions that you could easily find on Google, or when some of you make comments like, I didn't know they had those kind of houses in Africa. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. And then I see people from African nations that subscribe to this channel and be like, my God, like you guys didn't know any of this or any of that. And like, what are they teaching you in America? Like that. And it's like, it is kind of embarrassing because it doesn't take nothing but 5 minutes to get on Google and to research something. You guys can't depend on me or anyone else to give you information. You can start off on any search engine and want to find out about any country you would like to before you get there. If it has shot requirements or don't have shot requirements, because not every nation has shot requirements, like Kenya is one of them. It don't have a shot requirement to come in. But Ethiopia, they had a requirement. It was recommended, I'm going to say, for sure, about the yellow fever vaccine. And that's fine. I have no issue with taking a vaccine to go into a country. I'm not going to hold back and go into a country because I'm coming from America. They're probably used to that. Okay, they may tell you to take some malaria pills. You don't want malaria. Nobody does. People have died from malaria. So you coming from America, you never been even exposed to malaria. So you surely want to take the malaria pills. Start researching more about the African continent yourself. I don't have to make a whole video about things that maybe you can find out in 2 minutes. I mean, I'm just saying that because, we have to start taking responsibility and doing our own research. Now, the thing I want to get to about the homes and why we're showing these homes on this channel. The reason why the homes on this channel is really a revolutionary thing. And let me really break down why it's so revolutionary. It's revolutionary to the minds of not only Black America, but to the world, because this system has sold a lie to us and the world forever. They sold the world and say it's nothing but warlords and terrorists in African nations, poor people not eating. They need to have white people come in to feed them, white people to come in and save them. And we need to give our money to these white organizations to help these poor African kids. And then when I get over there to African nations and get over there to areas where they say help these children, and they telling me those white organizations don't give them a dime of that money y'all sending to them. Okay, I wouldn't have found that out if I wouldn't have got out there into those nations and got on the ground. So it's revolutionary to have these properties shown, because it lets you know that, wait a minute, African nations is not that. They have nice homes there that some of you could buy. Some of you have a 401k that you've been saving up and you want to retire, and you're looking at some of these properties and you say, you know what, I'm probably gonna go over there and purchase a property. Or maybe some of you have set your money right and you've been saving your money, or you got some investments and you could sell some things. And maybe you want to say, you know what, I want to go look at one of those properties, or I want to buy something similar, or I didn't know that was, going on in African nations. That's changing the mindset. I get those comments every day from people. The purpose of those houses are coming up is not only just to show you how, beautiful those homes are. A lot of them are, or apartments, etc. But it's to make you say, hey, you have an option if you choose to retire. Because some people say, you know what, I'm going to take my retirement and I'm out of here. I'm going to African nation. And you can live the exact life that you have here in America in an African nation. So what O'Shea is doing, with those videos is being shared here, is changing the mindset and breaking down the propaganda and the lies that we have been told about African nations. So yes, those, videos that come up about real estate, and it's just not going to be in Uganda, but it's about to spread to other nations as well. So other things is going to happen down the pipe. I think that's a great thing to show homes. We need to, on this channel, show everything. We need to show real estate. We need to go to the continent and do things. You need to show news right here in America, news that's coming from the continent. We definitely need to get into eventually. There's things with sports that we want to get into eventually, but it needs to be sports in our own way that covers, not only, America, but the continent, etc. I want to be the place that, that offers everything. You see the Afro Beats videos that have been shown on here. It's to give multifaceted viewership in what we have going on here. And it's going to get bigger and bigger with some of that. So I just want you guys to understand, once again, get the knowledge. Don't be misinformed. Don't allow, misinformation to not allow you to go see things for yourself. My job is to get you to the continent so you can see it for yourself. Once you get there, my hands is off you, because I already know once you get there, you're going to have an experience and you're going to go back to the continent on your own. I don't have to tell you nothing from there. You also have people that's trying to hold other black people back from that, and trying to hold on to other black people and say, why you want to go over there for? Is it, oh, you got it good here, or we built this land and we did, look, why are you trying to stop people from going? If you don't want to go, fine, stay yourself here. Nobody's stopping you from staying here. Nobody's dragging you on an airplane. But leave black people alone, the ones that want to go. I understand that. You coming through here, and the people that I'm about to call out, some of you Hebrew Israelites, say some, not all, some, not all. Some of you Hebrew Israelites, some of you running around here talking about you aboriginal to America, y'all too. Some, not all. That claim they ADOS, some. It's not all of them. It's y'all three right there, those three groups. Always trying to tell black people to hold their peace and not go nowhere, and why you want to go over there. Why are you trying to hold black people back? Every time black people try to do something, there's always some other black folks trying to hold them back. oh, I want to go to school and, try to improve my career. What you want to do that for? I mean, you got a good job. What you want to go to school? You 35. You too old for that. Why you want to hold them back? If they want to go to school and improve their career, or they want to have a career change, or they want to they getting married, or maybe they want to have a child. It's always something that somebody black want to hold each other back. Because I further believe that we don't like to see each other get ahead, and so if we can hold them back much as possible, then it makes us comfortable. But no, stop trying to hold black people back. Because if I start catching y'all keep up with that comments of trying to hold other black people back, then I'm gonna block you, because we are about progress here. Complete progress. We're not for holding people back here. Nothing. And I'm not going to be showing, also, I'm gonna let you know that, I'm not going to be showing extremely inexpensive homes, because black people, I think, hire black people than that. I don't think all black people are poor. We are the richest group of black people in the world. We spend the most. Over $1 trillion a year that we spend, even though we are not nowhere near 50% of the population. We are a small group of people in America, really considering, and yet we spend the most. Black people have money. Black people making 6-figure salaries. Black people doing very well for themselves in this country. And I'm not going to be disrespecting black people, assuming that all black people are doing quote unquote bad. I'm not. Now, some people also says, well, Phil, what about the poor people? Can they go? Well, one sister, her name Rebecca, shout out to her. I see her a lot. I don't know where Rebecca from. I thought she was from South Africa, but Rebecca, correct me if I'm wrong. But she said that if you consider yourself poor, and I don't know what poor is, because I've seen poor in African nations, and black Americans aren't it. Your worst of the worst isn't poor. Trust me. First world, quote unquote, poor is not third world poor. I'm telling you, y'all have it very good here in America, because other countries can't go get food stamps or Section 8, a place to stay, a check from the government. They can't. They're on their own. So if you call yourself quote unquote poor, then, work hard, get your stuff up, and then you go, because over there, the government don't do nothing for you on that. If you poor, you on your own. There's no food stamps in African nations. There's no Section 8. There's no welfare. There's none of that. So that's kind of like, I'm just have to be real with you on that. I'm just giving you the right information. A lot of times our issue is not that we're poor, our spending habits is poor. That's what gets us in trouble financially as black people. You don't need some of the things you're buying. You can minimize some of your spending, save your money, then you can go and get $3,000 and $4,000 back from the government on income tax time. Use that money for your Africa trip. Let the government pay for it. Why not? I mean, it's not like it's income that was coming into your house. No way. Instead of blowing that money that you're getting from your income tax, which shouldn't be too long, make a plan to go to African nations. Say, you know what, I'm going to use Uncle Sam's money that he's giving me back as a tax return, and I'm going to take that trip to the continent, and I'm going to see it for myself. And then you come back. You didn't spend a dime of your money. You spent Uncle Sam's money that he gave you just so you could go see it yourself. It may motivate you to say, man, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to get myself right. I'm going to change my situation. That way, when I go back over there, I can either stay, I can buy me a place, or I could, hey, I got a 90-day visa. I'm going to stay 3 months because, hey, I'm in a good situation now. Because everybody's financial situation can turn around overnight if you just apply yourself. But what I'm saying is, out of all this about misinformation, changing the narrative about African nations and looking at those great properties that, is being shown here, and, just dealing with some of the things that we talk about in some of those videos, we're trying to get a healthy balance about the African continent and us, because you have to understand the things that is happening in this country. Y'all better have an African plan. I'm telling you, within the next 10 to 20 years, it's going to be extremely worse on black people. I see the writing on the wall. I'm not going to sit here and allow my family and myself to be caught in a situation I have no way out of. And the problem with black people is that we wait to the last minute. We wait till it's so bad, now we want to do something instead of you doing something now. All of you who watch my show should be having your passport. If you don't have it, go get it. It's $150 on average. If you don't want the card, it'd be a little less if you want the passport card. Get your passport. That's step number one. You can't go nowhere without a passport. Go get it. Some of y'all the passport is good for 10 years. Some of you go spend that kind of money on shoes. Get your passport. Go to the post office. Get your passport. Sometimes you go to the courthouse and do your passport in some places. I found it was faster to do your passport at the courthouse, the office at the courthouse that offer that, than the post office. Sometimes the post office is like slow or whatever, but I did it the quickest way. I did. My whole family went to the courthouse. They did the pictures. They took the applications, brought the money orders and everything we need to bring to them. And then we got our stuff back. So, I mean, just do that. That's the first step. But, many of us are traveling and many of us are definitely seeing more and more now. So it's definitely more of a back to Africa movement going on right now that we haven't seen in a long while. And it may not be for everybody. I'm not saying everybody has to do it, but we're only speaking to those that you feel that call in your heart that you want to go. That's the people I'm speaking to. So we'll continue to bring you new things here on this channel. So stay tuned. There's a whole lot of things, behind the scenes that's going on that's going to make things better. But, let's research things on our own. I'm going to keep saying that. Research things on your own. That's the best way. Don't depend on me to tell you. You have a question, just start researching. I mean, it makes your mind sharper. Research is fun to find out new things, and I'm doing that all the time. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this particular video. I'm just trying to cover a few things within this particular message. But, it's all, growing pains because, we've never been taught any of this. I understand that. So that's why I try to be patient as possible. With some things that's being said, we were purposely miseducated. We was purposely not told about passports, purposely not told about, the truth of the continent. And then you get there and the people that miseducated you, it's the main ones over there enjoying it. But they didn't want me and you to enjoy it. But that's okay. Those times are changing. Me and you going to be going over there, enjoying it, making our own, headway there. It's changing. The tide is turning around, and we will have our footprint as Black Americans or Caribbeans, Afro-Latinos, making our footprint on the continent. We come. The diaspora is coming. And, programs like this has helped break down that lie and propaganda that was meant to keep us away.